Hey, this is Russ McClellan. How's everybody doing? I feel like the 80s today. What do you think of my shirt? God, that was a good movie. Ferris Bueller's Day Off. Saw in Las Vegas, they're playing it at a drive-in movie theater. We should go down just to do that. Wouldn't that be fun? Drive-in movie theater in Chelan? What do you guys think? Maybe? Leavenworth? Somebody better get on that. I think we could have some fun with that in the land of COVID. All right, here's what I want to talk about. Home inspectors. And more importantly, the spirit of the deal behind home inspections. All right, let me talk from the selling side. If I represent a seller, here's my 2 cents. I'm a big believer in getting everything out in the open and dealing with it, because in today's world, with that Form 35, 9 out of 10 times there should be an inspection anyway, and might as well hit it straight on. So that pre-list home inspection is a good idea, in my opinion. We can do it for 2 reasons. One, we know what's wrong with the house. We can fix it. Number 2, we can tell the other agents in the MLS we've priced it according to this home inspection with all of its loveliness. Because here's the deal. You know what? Every home has issues. Lots of them. Brand new homes have issues. Lots of them. I can't even tell you how many GFI outlets people have to worry about these days, or HVAC servicing, or cracks in the foundation, or sheetrock, or, let's just get this out in the open and realize that even brand new houses have little issues, and that's okay. We just priced it accordingly. There's a reason why it's $450, not $850, right? But if we just are transparent about it, I think on the selling side, it's fantastic. It also prevents what I call double dip negotiating. You know what that is? That's when somebody makes you an offer and they have no intention of paying that price. It's unethical, but it happens. There are some bad apples out there. So they're not so scrupulous. They're not being honest. So they say, yeah, I'll give you $500,000 for that. No problem. We're going to do a home inspection, and then we're going to ask for as many days as we can. And here's the red flag, people. If you're representing a seller, if the closing date and the home inspection date is too close together and unreasonable, because we should be able to get a home inspector out there, let's call it within 10 days for sure. Maybe within 5 days, maybe within 3 days. But in our area, definitely within 10 days, you should be able to get a home inspection on. And to be honest, call around before you accept it. Call around, find out what's the timeline. And then we can maybe prevent some of that, because if we hand them a home inspection and say, hey, would you like to know everything that we found out about the house, some of the stuff that we fixed, we put it on the Form 17, real property transfer disclosure document. Make sure everybody knows about everything, because there's that 2-part law: seller representation, buyer beware. They work hand in hand, right? But the seller has to represent and tell the story about everything that they know about and follow that 5-page document. So this way we can say, hey, look, this is what's wrong with the house, so we priced it here. There's a lot of positive, powerful things too. So it does what? It creates an expectation. And a little sidebar, here's what happens. When you don't have the right expectation, whether you're talking to a seller or whether you're talking to a buyer, specifically about, well, everything, but home inspections for sure, then on the inside, it leads to disappointment and drama if you have the wrong expectations. And on the outside, it leads to that ugly word called litigation, which is a very ugly word, and nobody wins, and attorneys drive really nice cars and put their kids through college through litigation. That's what conflict does for you. Everybody wins except the lawyer. So here's the deal. On the buyer side, I hear this a lot. Well, that inspector's not good. That inspector's not good. That inspector's, too direct, too thorough, too overbearing, too cocky. I mean, everybody has these opinions. And years ago, I remember having a deal where the buyer's agent said, hey, look, I don't like using this person because they're too thorough. Look, the idea is to be thorough. The idea is to get it out in the open. The idea is to protect both parties and be transparent, and then realize that we're buying a house that isn't perfect. Even if it was $10 million, it may not be perfect, right? So it's really just a matter of, how does this, with all of its flaws and all of its positive attributes, fit into the market price point? Are we good? That's what the market analysis, or the CMA, the comparative market analysis, does for us. So, this idea that we shouldn't be thorough, it doesn't work. And it creates a problem, right? And there's a few things that you have to remember. It's okay that someone calls whoever they want, as long as there's a licensed professional in the home inspection world, just like appraisers. It's really not up to us to decide. It's really the client's decision on that buyer beware. Now, the seller should do a good job fully disclosing everything, including, in my opinion, get a home inspection before you list, so you can call it all out. All right, there's my school of thought. Be thorough. It's okay. Prep your buyers for this. You know what I tell buyers? You're going to get a book. This inspection that we're going to get, no matter who does it, I hope it's thorough. I hope it's this thick. I hope it tells you everything about the house if I'm representing you, the buyer. But here's the deal, Mr. and Mrs. Buyer, or Miss Buyer, or Mr. Buyer. You want that. And all we're going to need to look for as we're talking to each other is I want to share with you that we're looking for those big, ugly, hairy monsters like, the house is going to fall on top of you, slip into the lake, or, something that is too expensive. Then you also couple that with advising them to get a home warranty in case there's something that shows up, something simple like the oven quit working or the HVAC stopped working a day after closing. $6,500 for a new heat pump. Home warranties are a good idea, so there's some coverage there. But without that conversation, without letting them know, hey, Mr. Buyer, you're gonna get a book, and it's gonna have a lot of stuff in it that says, it's missing GFI outlets, or the breaker box is something, or, but most things we can deal with. Most things we can understand. It's when you don't prep your buyer and it turns out they're like, oh my God, they've never seen a home inspection report, and they just freak out. This home is horrible. I can't believe I'm paying $400,000 for this. Well, something to think about. I like thorough. I like transparent, I like brutal honesty, and I like raising the expectation through communication on the selling side and the buying side. All right, rambling man today, but I wanted to let you know that I was thinking about that, and that's my 2 cents. Hope everybody's having a great day. Take care. Peace out.